and let you guys know what it could be about and if you guys want to try that for yourselves. That's going to take the form of video games and from different genres. All right, now I'm trying to dive into a lot of different RPGs, and specifically action RPGs, what we're talking about today. I'm just going to go through what I've played like the past year or two, like some freaking weird games that happen to be action RPGs that I want to show off. So I'm not going to say that these games are going to be for everybody. They're not. I'm not going to say that they're going to be amazing games, but they are peculiar. So hey, I guess you can live through me. We could check out these games together and see what they've got going on, and maybe you'll be interested in playing them. But most likely, hey, at least the video is going to be fun. I think so. Now, hopefully I'm not stretching the term action RPG too wildly, but I think you guys would agree that these would be pretty interesting and very strange action RPG if you gave them a shot. Definitely, I don't know, maybe keep the hype alive. Regardless, let's get into the top 5. All right, guys, number 5, I'm slapping down a micro action RPG, a mini Souls-like experience called Dark Mouse. It's basically, in a lot of ways, it's Dark Souls, but you play as mice, top-down, 2D. There you go. You do have RPG mechanics with a selection of abilities that you can level up. You can actually choose between like magics, fire, throwing that out, different kind of weapons, swords, bows, stuff and things. A little bit. It's a small RPG. It's a small little story you run through, small little game. It's not the grand epic that is Dark Souls, no, but like in its most condensed form with mice. There you go. And it actually is pretty dark. It is foreboding, and I think it's actually really cute. And it's not championed enough, and maybe it doesn't deserve a championship, but it's something that is kind of special, actually. It is kind of unique. I enjoyed it. You can beat it in a sitting, absolutely. Now, it might not be no Sultan Sanctuary, and it's not as appealing as the upcoming Eater and many other of these Soulsian or Souls-inspired RPGs or just action-adventure games, but Dark Mouse is cool, man. I played it. I had fun. I streamed it even. I did a Let's Play, man. I didn't do that for many games, but around this time, a lot of really cool indie games are coming out, and I think Dark Mouse kind of fell behind. It was no Hyper Light Drifter. It was no Titan Souls. I get it. I got it. But no, seriously, Dark Mouse is something interesting. If you like Dark Souls and you like Souls-like games, well, Dark Mouse was like one of the first that came out that was like, hey, we can do that too with mice. Yeah, okay, how many times can I say that over again? Guys, check out Dark Mouse. All right, number 4 is a pretty weirdo game called Live Lock. Basically, I mean, in a lot of ways, I think it kind of reminds me of like Diablo, but with guns. Now, I think a lot of people would say that an action RPG can't have shooting. I would debate and say that the action is the shooting. I mean, Realm of the Mad God, you could say, Warframe, why not Destiny? Why can't those be action RPGs? They're in every way they're action RPGs, except sometimes, or maybe most of the time, you are shooting. Regardless, guys, Live Lock, top down, it's got shooting mechanics. Dude, if you play the mage in most action RPGs, you're gonna be shooting just like you do in this game. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, there are progression mechanics. It's machines and bots, and basically, it's put on this list, even though mechanically it's very sound and very safe, very similar to a lot of other action RPGs. Because of the aesthetic, because of the theme, and because it does mainly focus on shooting mechanics, blocking, and directional abilities. It's maybe a little bit tried and true, but just like first glances, hey, that's different, that's interesting, I don't know, please let it be on the list, guys, please don't hound me too much. Live Lock, I played it, I checked it out, it seemed interesting, I don't know, maybe you should give it a shot too. And now halfway on the list, we've got one that I think really becomes the identity of the list, Forced Showdown. This is just strange because it's kind of a game show action RPG that not only has like action RPG elements, but they completely twist it and turn it into card elements. So you actually pick cards throughout the rounds as you progress, and it almost plays like a mini campaign each time you play. Like you go through levels, but it's not like there's a set story. It's not like there's a set level or set campaign. It's really freaking game show. It's literally a game show. So if you wanted to take like Diablo or Path of Exile and make it a game show with levels instead, well, there you go. I mean, it's as small of an action RPG as you could possibly get. It's really focused on repetitive gameplay. You're going to be fighting a lot of the same enemies, a lot of the same bosses. I mean, that's actually most action RPG. But regardless, this one laughs it off. In comic styling, it's like, it's a game show. We're going to slap you down on some tiles. We're going to randomize all this stuff. In a lot of ways, I guess maybe you could say it's kind of roguish, but I know rogue and action RPG can definitely blend together and mix and match. Metroidvania too. But no, I do think Force Showdown belongs on this kind of list because of the card elements and the progression systems. I don't know. Some people only consider action RPGs or RPGs period if they actually have an elongated campaign. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this belong on the list or not? And I think the fact that I can ask that question means that, well, it probably does belong on a weird action RPG list. But all in all, I mean, the action and the combat in this game, it is getting a little bit ridiculous. I mean, you do have characters that have like Gatling guns and lightning bolts and attacks, and then you have kind of magey attacks, and it's kind of a mix of aesthetics and themes and obviously mechanics. I think it's interesting. I think it's weird. If you guys consider it an action RPG, well, it's fucking weird if so. So yeah, it belongs at number 3. Number 2, dudes, we got Regions of Ruin. Now, this one almost plays like a couple of RPGs that I've seen where it's almost got like this weird, I can't say civilization management because it's not quite like that. It's like a little bit of, it's a troop, maybe. Like you can actually gather people for your little wagon, you know, your little, I don't know, pilgrimage. As you move through the level, you can actually accrue different members, which I guess is kind of reminiscent of some RPGs, like even Dark Souls. You can accrue people back to Firelink Shrine, you know, in order to actually buff up your character or buy new things, sell things, repair armor, etc. I don't know, whatever. Regions of Ruin's kind of like that. So you gather people around, you move around through the level. There is actual story, there is actual quests. You do have item, there is paper dollage, there's RPG mechanics here. It's just the mix of RPG mechanics from a wide variety of different kind of RPGs, and then plus it's got that side-scrolling adventure combat, which is really strange, which kind of reminds us of, at the moment, a lot of roguish games, and this definitely has some rogue elements in it as well. It throws in this campaign, it throws you in a world that you kind of explore through little micro levels. I don't know, it's this really weird, minute game that actually has a more epic scale than we're used to. It's just a mixed match of all over the place, ups, downs, min-max, big, small stuff that it makes it hard to explain. Basically, it's like the biggest small little action RPG ever, or maybe it's just got a lot of heart. I'm unsure. Anyways, so yeah, it's a weird game. It's got a weird feel to it. Definitely, it's not the biggest, most polished, craziest thing. It's no Dead Cells or anything like that. But for what it's trying to do, man, I can't really name too many games that do this specifically. So yeah, kind of interesting there. All right, guys, and my number 1, which is probably the most heatedly debated in the comments below, I'm sure, if it even belongs on the list, and that's a game called Crawl. So what makes Crawl super duper weird here? That's going to be the fact that only one player at a time is actually playing the action RPG. And to be clear, there is items that you get, you do level, you do progress, you do got those RPG mechanics. There are going to be bosses. It is a dungeon crawler, but it's kind of played in a little tiny miniature campaign that's done in over, under 30 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. But no, we're not done the twist. It's not just a quick, party rogue light kind of experience. Actually, it's a 4-player game, but it's not quite a co-op game, guys. It's a party game. So the gimmick here is that one player starts off as the human, and then 3 other players are actually necromancers. They're spirits that possess traps and monsters that try to kill the hero, so they can actually possess his body so that they become the ones that are then allowed to progress through the dungeon and then escape. There's actually progression through all the characters. The necromancers have progression, they level up and stuff. The hero does as well, of course, obviously with the itemization. It's even cool that the necromancers that are up whenever the hero is fighting the bosses, they possess the boss, man. So it actually becomes a very fair game. Don't worry, it's not like whoever's the hero first has a huge insurmountable advantage. Every time I've played, it actually has been very balanced. It has been very fair for such a chaotic and weird game, but it absolutely has the themes and mechanics of an action RPG. I just don't know if you would properly consider it, because does it have that full campaign? Does it have the full storied experience? Guys, I don't know, but mechanically, it genuinely feels like a PvP RPG in its truest form. It's quite a lot of fun. It's a hoot and a holler, absolutely. As a party game, I put it as number 2. It's not as welcoming as some other games. It is somewhat more niche, but even if it is niche, dude, it's so good. I have to put it at number 2. Generally, in most party games, I try to get everyone to try it and play it. It's so much fun. But if you're a fan of action RPGs, if you're a fan of just RPGs, and especially if you like party games, playing co-op with some action RPGs tend to be co-op. Well, this one, it's got a little bit of a twist. I think you should be doing yourself a favor and checking out Crawl. I guess so. Yep, just lightly talking about 5 really freaking weird action RPGs. I try to include ones, that I thought were action RPGs, okay? Hey, I'm just getting into this genre. Again, I know everyone's like, play Path of Exile, play Wellston. I don't know, man. I'm trying to play a lot of different games, but these are the ones that I played previously that, they kind of shook me a little bit. Maybe they didn't blow me away, but, something happened there. I felt something. There was a stirring inside my soul. Okay, maybe not so much, but, hey, I'm here talking about it, right? So, weird action RPGs. I don't know how I feel exactly about these games, but there's a feeling somewhere around here, around in the heart chest area, I think, that at least when I look back to it fondly, I'm remembering some memories of things. Okay, look, not all these games weren't even all for me, but I played them. And that's saying something, because a lot of games I just rage quit. So, yeah, Crawl, Regions of Ruin, Force Showdown, Livelock, and Dark Mouse. Those are my picks for weird action RPG that I played. In fact, I could probably find some more if I went online or if I turned off the action and just did the RPG. So maybe I'll do that. I'll look for more weird and strange RPGs and games, period, for you guys.